Sports Talent Show. My name is Christopher Saunders, and I have the junior cornerback for East Hartford, the Hornets. Anthony Caravallo is with me through 9 touchdowns last week in a big game and a big win against Conard, 80 to 74. If I have the score right, it's not a basketball score, it's a football score. It's crazy. What's up, my man?
What up?
It's funny because somebody alerted me about the score of the game because I was going to the concession stands before a movie when I went with my wife last week, and they said, "Hey, you got to check out the score of this game." So while I'm in line, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, "This can't be right. There's no way the score is 80 to 74." So I took a screenshot and I said, "Dude, like this has to be a typo." He's like, "No, it's not. Dead serious." And then my second thought was, fantasy would be fantastic if it was for high school sports. I mean, after the fact. What was your first thought? Just after, once the adrenaline and the emotion and all of that, like once you got home, take me into that.
My first thought after the game, I was like, yeah, this is a good game. Like it was really fun. 80 points, 74. I mean, we lost, but I had fun. Like, I had fun playing. Yeah.
I mean, it's astounding, man, when you look at a score like that, right? I mean, to be a part of that and to be around that atmosphere had to be electric. And then just take me into that game, man. I mean, the floor is yours. I mean, what happened?
Uh First my coach Benny was telling me like I had to lock in and like after we scored 13 in the first quarter and Carter started coming back, like I really like had to settle like down and like focus. I'm trying to like win the game because I knew it was gonna be like a close game after that. I really had to focus.
Were you able to kind of understand defensively what they were trying to do to you? Because obviously they couldn't stop you to the lesser degree. Did you kind of have an idea what they were doing against you, what they were trying to scheme up?
Yeah, I noticed that they were trying to play man, and I knew that I had four great receivers. I knew they couldn't mess with them. So after the second half, when we started like actually throwing the ball, that's when I like started like throwing good and getting them the ball.
At what point in the 9 touchdowns you threw, or no, how many? So were they all throwing? Were they running? What were the 9 touchdowns?
They were all passing.
They were all passing. Okay, so that's pretty cool, especially with your speed. So out of the 9 touchdowns that you threw, which one did you kind of feel like, okay, there's something special going on right now? Like I'm feeling it. Which touchdown was it?
I think it was the one touchdown I threw to Curtis Barber. It was like I think like a 30 or 40-yard touchdown.
Mhm.
And after that, I knew it was like it was up. It was gonna be a good game.
What were your teammates saying during the game to you? Sure, they were saying stuff.
They was all telling me like good stuff, and like they kept reminding me how many touchdowns I had. But I was too focused, like trying to win the game. So I tried to like brush them off a little bit.
See, I feel like it would be tough for a lot of people because when you hear that, then maybe start to press and you try to do maybe more than what you can, either at a physical level, psychological level. But it doesn't seem like it really affected you because you were able to throw the 9 touchdowns as you were over the duration of the game.
Yeah, I was like, cause like I'm a team player, so I want to give everybody the ball.
Mhm.
So I didn't want to just like feed one person all game, and you already know like receivers get mad off that. So I want to give everybody the ball
Mhm.
and have them like be happy.
Are there a lot of high scoring games in the CCC conference when it comes to football? Because that score was the first one I had heard in the CCC being that high. I know obviously the combined points and all that is a whole nother level. Is that typically a CCC kind of score where it's high scoring like that?
Nah, that's not normal.
Okay, so typically it's a little bit lower than that.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. And now we didn't even mention too, and I forgot to mention, this is your first year as a starting quarterback.
yeah, it's my first year.
Because the young man who had the position the last couple of years is now at Central, and he had his own record. I think he threw for 7, 8 touchdowns. He was on the podcast last year, 2 years ago. And, now fast forward, he's in school. You've had a handful of games this year as a starting quarterback. You throw for nine. Like, do you kind of realize that, like, what you've done in the early part of your career doing this? Because you still have plenty of games left.
And yeah, I realized, and during last year when I was backing up for him, I was just learning off him, and he was just telling me everything I should know during the season and like what I should like be looking for the upcoming season.
What was the biggest thing that you learned?
The biggest thing I learned is like reading coverages, learning what defense trying to give me, and throw the ball to my receivers. Not trying to be like selfish or anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, with you guys going into this week against Simsbury, you're 1-3, obviously not out of the playoff picture. You guys could go on a run. I mean, what is your mindset going into that game against Simsbury?
My mindset for the upcoming game is like to play smart. Cause I know Simsbury like a really good like they're a good team. Like
Mhm.
despite the record, like they could be good. Like I know they could be good. But my freaking mindset is like to be smart and like do not try to force anything
Mhm.
and just let my receivers eat.
What is the one thing that you want to do? Because obviously, after a game like that, right? I don't know how much attention you received. Hopefully, you got a lot of it, right? But for you psychologically, what are you kind of doing this week? And more so, because what, your game is on Friday, right?
Mhm.
So now it's tomorrow. So then what was that like for you during the course of the week to kind of go through having that success and then having to turn the page to now play Simsbury on Friday?
Um, I was really trying to focus on just this game alone because I know
Hmm.
that if we win, like we're back in this. I know we're back in this, and like I'm really trying to win this game.
Before I let you go, Ann, I appreciate you coming on. Are there any players or coaches in particular that, you want to kind of give a shout out to because of the performance that you've had and what you've done so far this year?
First I want to shout out my head coach Benny. He helped me a lot through this off season, and I want to shout out to all my receivers, Trip, Isaiah Tripp, Curtis Barber, Bryce Grant, and Jaden Thompson. I want to thank all of them. If like oh yeah, in my O line, I can't forget my O line. Those blocked for me all game. They was doing hard work. Shout out to them.
Yeah, we got to give credit to the O line for sure. 100%. And I appreciate you coming on. That was a lot of fun being able to kind of talk with you about the game and such. Best of luck as far as the rest of this season, and look forward to being able to see your growth at the quarterback position over the course of of the year, I should say.
There you go. Nice to meet
Oh,
you.
always. I wrap things up in the CT Sports Talent Show. Next time, stay safe. Remember, CT stands Connecticut Talent. Enjoy and find them all. Enjoy the show, everybody, and be well.